Hey! This is Kuya Jay and welcome to our pilot episode! Grabe! May pilot episode na naman si Kuya Jay and this is what I call the Business Monday where we aim to promote Filipino businesses and encourage others to begin their entrepreneurial journey as well. Wait lang! Naka-ano yung aking phone. I-mute muna kita, okay? Ayan. So pinapan ko kasi yung minomonitor ko na aking live every day. And of course, we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And this episode will also be available sa aking Pera and Purpose podcast on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So if you are new to my channel, please like, share, and subscribe to Purpose Driven Finance on Facebook, YouTube, and connect with me on LinkedIn. And a huge shout out sa ating mga viewers out there. So baka nabigla kayo, ang bilis masyado ng intro ni Kuya Jay, no? Oo, kasi maganda ang ating session this evening dahil this is our pilot episode. And by the way, we are giving away 200 dirhams worth of Carrefour vouchers. Okay, courtesy of our of Go Hunter. All you need to do is first like and share this FB live. And sa comment section, type nyo lang ang hashtag na Go Hunter. That's GOHUNTR. And tag one of your friends. Ayan! Oo. So, for our pilot episode, we'll be joined by Miss Eirene Suchy. She's the co-founder of Go Hunter. And it's a new online platform in the startup space. And the first, okay, ulitin ko, it is the first Filipino-owned marketplace for jobs in the UAE. She has 10 years industry experience in the e-commerce industry and will be sharing her amazing journey working for Dubizzle, the Middle East's only unicorn startup and the leading classifieds website in the UAE. So guys, please help me welcome our guest for our pilot episode, Miss Eirene Suchy. Yon, hello Miss Eirene.
Magandang
Wait,
gabi
meron
naman.
meron tayong audience. Yo!
Ayun, namamastin. Congratulations sa first episode ng Business Mondays.
Oo nga eh. And I'm really glad na ikaw ang aking first guest for tonight kasi we met dun sa event ng PBC. And sabi ko, hindi ko dapat ma-murder ang kanyang surname kasi baka masabi ko sushi eh. Ano ba yan? Baka maging sushi, nakakaya naman sa pilot episode, di ba? So, I'm really interested.
Sabi ko nga sa'yo tanggap ko lahat.
Kanina isip ko, ano ba? Suki ba or what? Pero again, I should not murder your surname kasi mahirap na. Baka wala na mag-guest ng mga business owners sa Business Mondays. This would be the first and last episode. No?
Hindi naman.
Miss Eirene, I'm really interested and a lot of Filipinos would also like to know paano ba nag-start ang Go Hunter. Pero before tayo magpunta doon, lahat tayo, bawat overseas Filipino ay merong storya eh. And very few mga entrepreneurs na Filipinos na nakilala ko dito. Like kanina, I was in the DED Cafe and parang onti lang yung mga Filipino doon sa office na yon and tinanong ko yung admin doon, but marami po bang mga Filipinos dito? Mga PRO. So, puro PRO. So, wala po bang business owners? Very few. So, kaya etong ating episode tonight hopes to or aims to inspire a lot of Filipinos na mag-start ng kanilang business. Pero before that, ano ba ang iyong OFW story, Miss Eirene? How did you come?
Yun.
Oo nga.
15 years na ako dito sa Dubai. So before that, originally from Cebu ako. Nung 1 week before sa graduation ko dun sa Cebu, nakatanggap na ako ng offer sa call center. Pero dun sa sa Cebu lang din. Pero nagstay lang ako sa Cebu after graduation, mga 1 month. Kasi nakahanap ako ng trabaho sa Manila, call center din, nasa PBCom sa Makati. Sabi nila na, sige, we're offering you this job, call center agent. And sabi ko, like, I've always wanted to travel. Ever since pa nung bata pa ako, gusto ko na talagang umalis. So I always had that vision na pag-graduate ko, I'm not gonna stay sa Pilipinas, aalis talaga ako. So knowing na lahat ng mga employers at saka mga placement agencies nasa Manila, so I'd rather na doon na lang ako pumunta para at least mapalapit ako doon sa sa goal ko na umalis ng bayan, 'di ba?
Aha.
So yun, so that was yung start. So nung nakatanggap na ako, direct hire ako from Philippines. So
Wow.
call center na agent din. It
Ah.
was a company based in Internet City, wala na sila ngayon. Tapos ito yung nakakatawa kasi excited ka, 'di ba? Kasi Dubai hindi pa masyadong ganun ka tourist spot ang Dubai at that time. That was
Mhm,
15
mhm.
years ago eh. Hindi pa siya ganun kasikat. Pero excited ako kasi first time na makasakay ng na pang international na flight.
Yep.
Ayun. So, excited ang lola. Nung nag-land kami dito, hindi sa Dubai, sa Ajman. So, nung lumabas ako sa
What?
eroplano, it was the mid of summer dito sa UAE. So, sabi ko, parang hindi ata ako maglalast dito ng 1 month.
Grabe. Ang
Sa
init.
sobrang init. So, parang sabi ko, hindi ata ako maglalast na to ng 1 month. Tapos 1 month to a year, 2 years,
Mhm,
parang sobrang bilis lang ng panahon, 'di ba? Pero oo, like everyone else, I came here without family, without
mhm,
friends. Ang good thing lang is it was a direct hire from Philippines and we're
mhm,
sent in batches. So at least yung mga kasama ko sa trabaho, yun din yung kasama ko sa bahay, and they became my friends. So at least hindi ka alone sa journey mo.
mhm.
Even if you're not knowing anyone dito sa Dubai or
Okay.
sa UAE. Pero ang nakahirap nun is yung travel time kasi Ajman. So yung Ajman accommodation tapos may nakatira pa sa Sharjah, sa Dubai. So ang huling stop is Ajman. So yung 2 hours travel time going to Internet City tapos 2 hours pabalik. And we were only
Mhm.
paid mga 1,800
What?
after tinanggal mo yung accommodation na renta. Oo,
Mhm.
tapos 10 hours na trabaho, isang day off. So ganun talaga, nag-start ako sa ganyan. Internet City na nga yun ha.
Oo.
Na company. So yun yung start, like everyone else naman hindi. Like you would be really lucky to hear stories, and I would be really happy to know na hindi madaanan ng ibang mga Pilipino natin. Pero most of
Mhm.
the stories would usually start like that. You're not gonna start na high up. You really need to work
Yeah.
your way up. Oo.
Oo nga, I remember kasi yun din yung first na job ko, eh, after graduating college. Hindi ko ginamit yung pagiging nurse ko. So, nag-call center ako kaagad.
Layo ah.
And, oo, 'di ba? Well, nung batch ko naman, ang dami kasing mga nurses na nag-start muna with call center. And ako na-enjoy ko na siya. So, I worked there for 7 years. And pagpunta ko dito, I think I was supervisor na back then. Dito talaga back to back to square one ako noon, eh. Balewala lahat nung experience ko sa Philippines. Well, hindi naman lahat, pero ino-honor nila dito yung mga may experience na for at least 2 years
Oo.
bago kanila bigyan ng maganda-gandang
Oo.
posisyon or sweldo. So grabe din yung struggle kasi nga parang nung dumating ako dito, um, summer yun eh. Ramadan and walang parang after a few days, Ramadan na. And yung 3 months visa ko, pamigay na lang. Kasi walang nag-hire back then eh. So talagang pahirapan. And mamaya i-share ko sa'yo yung experience ko habang ako'y naghahanap ng work, and baka marami tayong mga kababayan na ganun din yung story. Now,
Oo.
when you were young ba, when you were younger, meron ba sa'yo na entrepreneurial spirit growing up? Or was there someone na nag-influence sa'yo na maging influencer, maging entrepreneur at a young age?
Negosyante talaga ako. Negosyante kasi yung nanay
Hmm,
ko,
okay.
tawag nito. So, kahit nung nasa elementary pa ako, instead naglalaro after sa eskwela is nagluluto ako ng pastillas, yema, mga
Oh.
ganyan. Tapos, yung binibilhan ka ng nanay mo ng isang pad ng papel, tapos may 1/4,
Aha.
1/2 yun, 'di ba? At tapos
Mhm,
whole,
hmm.
binibenta ko din yun.
What?
So,
Ang galing nun, ah.
ever ever since nung bata pa talaga ako, I had that talaga mindset na negosyo. I don't like
Okay.
the selling part of it, pero gusto ko yung negosyong part nito.
Wow! Pero maganda yun, kasi nga parang marami rin sa mga Filipinos ayaw magbenta pero gusto magnegosyo, and then mapapaisip ka, meron bang negosyo na
Smart.
walang benta? Eh, di lugi yung
It's
negosyo
smart.
mo, right?
Oo.
So you really have to learn how to sell. And yan,
Oo.
ano mo nga sa amin, kasi you also worked in Dubizzle and we know how great that company was. And until now, it's still great kasi nga, like what you mentioned is the only unicorn in the ano ba unicorn company in the Middle East.
Opo.
So, doon ba sa Dubizzle, paano yung experience mo doon? Kasi isa pa to sa mga sinasabi sa akin back then na naghanap ako ng work. Wag daw akong pupunta sa isang startup kasi baka saglit lang 'yan, magsasara na kaagad and then yung sweldo are delayed. Pero on the other side, working in a startup, mas andun yung experience eh, na bayad ka at the same time natututo ka kahit mag-fail ka, at least bayad ka. So parang na-realize ko na lang later on, it's a great training ground. Pero for you, what was your experience working in a unicorn startup like Dubizzle?
Well, if you think about it, I've been in Dubizzle for 10 years before ako nag-resign. Kung titingnan
Wow.
mo from an official perspective, it's 8 years. Pero 2 years prior doon sa 8 years na official, I was already freelancing for them. So basically, ang
Oh, I
nag-hire
see.
sa akin is isang account manager or business development. So it's more of
Mm-hmm.
sales. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, ang background ko when I came here was a property consultant. Nasa real estate ang yung background ko. So we were selling
Mm-hmm.
properties. Boom na boom kasi yung real estate way back before pa sa 2008, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Yung property boom ng UAE. So I was in real estate. Nag-quit ako sa real estate because sabi ko nga na yung industry experience ko was always in sales. Even way
Okay.
back sa Pilipinas, it was always in sales.
Mm-hmm.
Pero knowing na wala akong passion in terms of pitching things to
Uh-huh.
people, gusto kong mag-change ng career path. But in
Okay.
order to do that, I need to start from zero kasi wala akong
Mm-hmm.
experience, 'di ba? So, yung kaibigan ko, sabi niya, uy, may nag-hire sa Dubizzle, yung account manager, may nag-hire siya ng personal assistant niya. Sabi
Oh.
ko, okay, sige. So, sabi niya, ito yung email ID, send mo yung CV. Hindi ko pa
Mm-hmm.
sinend, hindi ko nga kinuha yung card eh. Ang good thing lang is, maganda yung memory ko. So, I can
Okay.
recall,
Wow.
so, ano tawag nito? So, after mga ilang days pa ata, tsaka ako nag-send ng
Mm-hmm.
CV. Social si Lola, di ba? Yun yung naghahanap ng trabaho. Papili pa. At that time, wala akong trabaho ha. Nag-resign na ako. So yun, so nung nag-send ako ng CV, nag-submit ako ng CV ko, natawagan naman in fairness na interview at natanggap. So nung natanggap ako,
Mm-hmm.
30 people pa lang ang katao sa Dubizzle.
Wow.
Compared now we're about 200 plus na dito
Mm.
lang. So ganun yung nakita mo yung increase in terms of yung sa resources nila.
Mhm.
When I started, andun pa yung mga founders, nagnanakaw minsan sa cabinet ko ng chocolate kasi may palagi ako, sweet tooth kasi ako eh, so I always have
Okay.
something to snack on sa drawer ko. Alam nila
Mhm.
yun, so kumukuha sila. So it was like any other startup, you are like a small family unit, and
Uh-huh.
you help each other out. Parang pamilya lang talaga. Nagtutulungan kayo. Tsaka it's very close-knit. It was very nice. It was a very
Mhm.
open atmosphere na you can talk to anyone regardless of yung nationality, regardless nung
Mhm.
kung ano yung position nila, which
Okay.
is really refreshing for me. With Dubizzle, I was able to really mature and
Mhm.
grow. Sila yung nagturo sa akin ng whatever I learned now and applying
Mhm.
sa Go Hunter. Kasi
Ah.
they don't, like yun nga sabi mo, experience mo na people, some companies here will not promote just because of your nationality.
Yeah.
That is the truth. Even if we don't like to admit it, it is the
Mhm.
reality. As
Mm.
Filipinos, it's a reality that we're facing. It's a very harsh reality, pero yun. I was lucky enough na with Dubizzle, they do
Mhm.
provide equal opportunity. So they don't look at you because of your race na hindi ka pwedeng
Mhm.
i-promote kasi Pilipino ka lang. They look at you at the value that you're providing them. So kung
I see.
kung capable ka talaga, iano ka talaga, ipupush ka nila talaga. Tapos ibibigyan ka ng training, ganyan. So
Wow, ang
yun.
ganda. Ang ganda sinabi mo kasi yung culture is really there. Napaka close knit and inalaw kayong mag-mature and mag-grow. And
Oo.
that you worked there for sabi mo for a decade, no? Grabe.
Mm.
And nandun ka na I would assume na nasa comfort zone ka na hindi ka na mawalan ng work kasi you've been there. Kumbaga, ang term nga is inugat na tayo sa kumpanya na 'to, 'di ba? And pero ang gusto ko malaman is bakit ka pa nag-decide na maging entrepreneur despite na there's already some security na na-experience mo working in a startup company and na-experience mo nung na-value sila na maging unicorn. So there's still a lot of potential and opportunity there. Pero bakit pa rin inisip mo na maging entrepreneur? What made you shift towards entrepreneurship?
I've hit the ceiling. So, couple of
Mhm.
years ago, I've already started thinking na I wanted to do something else. I wanted to
Mm.
try something else. Pero yun nga na you're scared. You have this fear na um, what if it fails?
Mhm.
Pero dahil may backup ka kasi alam mo you're so comfortable na you have a job, you've got a secure job, you'll never end
Mhm.
up doing anything kasi you're always thinking about na okay lang kung hindi to mag-work eh ano naman
Yeah.
may trabaho ka pa
May
naman, may
trabaho,
sweldo ka pa
oo.
naman. Oo, may
Yeah.
sweldo ka pa namang tatanggapin at the end of the month. Um, but pandemic hit. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
So, with pandemic, parang ang daming mga realization na nakakarating sa utak natin.
Mhm,
So,
mhm,
masyadong dun ko na-realize na, what if everything stops tomorrow? You're never gonna feel
mhm.
fulfilled. So,
Yeah.
sabi ko na, I think na I've already spent a lot of my energy sa
Mhm,
Dubizzle and I think I have given enough. So I think it's about time for others to have that same opportunity while I'll do my own and create my own opportunity. So yun.
okey. So ang ano 'no, it's a great itong pandemic napakadami niyang realization na binigay
Oo,
sa'tin,
ang
'di
dami, ang
ba?
dami.
And siguro I wanna follow up there kasi, um, based on your background, this technically would be your first startup, 'di ba, as an entrepreneur. And wasn't it scary kasi andun ka na, secured na si The Bizzle and you just wanna try it out pero what you decided pa rin to leave and go start your own business. And
It's
paano mo
actually
hinandle sige.
it's actually not my first business. So
Okay.
basically, nung nag-start ako sa Dubizzle, and during my fifth year dun sa Dubizzle,
Hmm,
nag-partner ako sa mga kaibigan ko sa Pilipinas na nasa Manila
okey.
to create a pizza shop sa Manila.
Okay.
Tapos parang ikaw is yung parang yung financial na ano ka lang, na ikaw nagbibigay
In
ng pera, sila
Oo,
iba yung
oo, oo.
papatakbo. Then you
Okay.
realize na especially if it's a new company, kailangan tutok ka. You
Mhm,
cannot like in business there is that thing na you need to always be mindful na
mhm.
trust is very important. You need to trust your
Okay.
people to do the right thing. Pero it should not always be 100% trust. Kailangan mo
Hmm,
din i-follow through yung parte mo. Kasi parang baby mo yan,
mhm.
di ba? Um,
Yes.
so, so yun yung nangyari. It didn't work out. So ang nangyari is binenta namin yung pizza shop and
Uh-huh.
wala akong ginawa for a couple of years and then I started meddling into real estate kasi yun yung
Mhm.
first na passion ko, and that was the
Okay.
reason that I work in real estate, so I had knowledge in real estate. So dun nag-start ako mag-invest into real estate. Then later on sabi ko
Hmm.
like, well, passive lang kasi so I wanted to do something na na yung ikakamay mo talaga na you're there.
Gusto mo something that you are in charge of and may
Yes.
ginagawa ka talaga na nitty-gritty
Parang
about the
ginagawa,
business.
oo,
Oo,
yun.
yun, okay. So yun pala, nagkaroon ka pala ng pizza shop, before. So
Oo.
mamaya I'll be asking you yung experience mo as an entrepreneur. But before we go with that, let's go on for our first break. And after that, tuloy natin ang ating usapan. Nasaan na bang ating commercial? Here's our commercial. Yon, and we're back. I'm still with Miss Irene Suchy. She's the co-founder of Go Hunter, the first Filipino-owned job site in the UAE. Now, Miss Irene, gusto ko malaman, ano ba yung mga necessary skills that you had to acquire para i-prepare ka dito sa iyong venture na to?
Most of the entrepreneurial na skills I've already learned sa Dubezol. Pero where I lack thereof is yung ano sa marketing. Kasi
Okay.
pag startup ka, you need to be the all-around person, 'di ba? You cannot
Mhm.
hindi ka kasi malaking company that you have the financial backing na you can hire a lot of people to do something else para makafocus ka on more important stuff. You're
Mhm.
basically all-around person. So
Okay.
the thing that I don't have expertise ay yung marketing at saka
Okay.
financial financial skills.
Yeah.
So
Kailangan
it's
natin
fun.
'yan.
Oo, so it's funny enough, marunong ako mag-record, pero paano ko i-record yan in from a financial term? So, yun yung kailangan kong, ano, tumawag ako sa mga kaibigan ko,
Aha.
na nasa marketing, sa mga
Mhm.
financial background, para maturuan ako. Parang ganun.
Oh, so marketing is also, I mean, very important sa umpisa. And I think, based on sa mga napapakinggang interviews with other co-founders, mahirap pag nasunog ka sa marketing eh. And parang you're buying your growth. And
Oo.
ang magiging ano niyan is yung pera mo mauubos bago ka talaga mag-grow, ubos na yung cash flow mo. And
Oo.
again, money is the oxygen of every business. And pag naubos yung
Oo.
pera mo, yari na, patay na agad ang business mo. And so, yun yung dalawa mong challenges, marketing and financials. And
Oo.
pero ang ano dito would be, ano yung pinaka-challenging na na experience as an entrepreneur right now, being with Go Hunter for the last 2 months?
Hindi siya, I'd say it's a mix of emotion. There are
Mm,
days, para siyang roller coaster na ride, and there are days na you're really excited because you feel like something's doing really good. And the
okay.
next day, you're hit with something na, oh, di ko pa alam kung paano to gawin, paano kaya to, paano kaya natin gagawin yung kampanya natin for next month, yung mga ganun. So, kasi
Mm,
at the end of the day, even if we say na, well, I am experienced from an e-commerce perspective, tapos yung mga
yeah.
partners ko, they're experienced in different fields. So we're
Mhm,
trying to compromise and pitch in dun sa mga areas na we are expert of, pero hindi naman alam
mhm.
lahat. So,
Yeah.
yun. So, may mga parang everyday, it's a roller coaster. But that makes it fun. That makes it fun.
Ah. Oo, yung iba magra-rattle sa ganyan and they would just go back to employment, 'di ba? And
No,
you
I
mentioned
like
of buti, no? So you really have to love the hustle ng mga ng ano bilang isang entrepreneur. And you talked about yung mga day-to-day tasks mo, and I wanna know paano mo siya mina-manage? What's it like? What's a day in the life of a CEO or of a business owner, of a full-time entrepreneur?
Tawag nito, I'm a full-time housewife and a
Okay.
full-time go hunter worker. So, yan yung day-to-day ko. So, eto siya, ganito ko siya binabalance. So, we start sa morning, we
Uh-huh.
have breakfast, maghuhugas ng plato, tas uupo sa station. Like, both of us, luckily, yung asawa ko, we're both
Mhm.
working from home.
Oh.
So I'm working from home. I've converted yung isang bed namin to my office. So
Mm.
yun, so magtatrabaho, magkikipag-usap sa partners ko, tapos sa ibang
Mhm.
companies, on what they're looking for, mga ganyan. And at the same time, magbe-break, maglalaba muna ako. So ganyan yung araw.
Maglalaba muna. Laba break.
Oh, nagba-break muna. Oh, ganyan ganyan siya. Ganyan yung araw ko.
Oh, pero lalo na ngayon, no, ang daming work from home and especially sa atin ngayon. And ang daming nadi-distract sa kanilang mga day-to-day activities. Pero for you, what is the trick or the hack that you discovered as an entrepreneur to keep you stay focused and productive?
I list down. I have a
Mm,
tendency to overthink kasi, and once I
okay.
overthink, I will not be able to stop thinking about it unless I do it. So may tendency ako na pagka-workaholic. So
Uh-huh.
I can sit here. So sometimes nga kinakatok ako ng asawa ko kasi sasabihin niya na you haven't stand up yet for the last
Uh-huh.
3 hours or 4 hours. So you need to have breaks, mga ganun. So I have that
Mm,
tendency. So ang ginagawa ko is para I can always come back to it. Para tapos mag-ease yung mind mo, I
mhm.
put things into writing. So
Okay.
yun yung nakakatulong sa akin. It helps me organize yung thoughts ko.
Mhm. Oo, maganda nga talaga 'pag nagsusulat ka 'no, kasi parang nata-transfer doon sa journal na
Yes.
yun, yung kasi 'di
Oo.
ba, nata-transfer dun yung mga dapat mong gawin and kasi ba nakakatakot dun mangyari is makalimutan mo. So,
Oo.
mangyayari niyan is madi-delay ka ng madi-delay sa dapat mong gawin, right?
Oo.
And today, since you are a full-time entrepreneur, 'di ba, most of the akala nung karamihan 'no, 'pag naging business owner ka, mas madali na yung buhay mo. Kumbaga mas kokonti yung work mo kasi nga you have other people to do your work or what. Pero that's not true, 'di ba? And oftentimes baka ang sleep lang natin ng ating pahinga, which is sometimes 6 or 7
Yes.
hours a day, 'di ba?
Yes.
And
Oo.
for you, since you're also a full-time wife, how do you balance work and life? Or I'm not sure if there's such a word na balance between yung work-life balance for entrepreneurs, but for you, how do you handle that?
First, i-try lang nating clarify kasi may stigma yung word
Yeah.
ng entrepreneurship or yung pagiging businessman or businesswoman. Akala nila sobrang daming pera. Eh kahit nga say for
Yeah.
example sa Pilipinas, magtinda ka ng isda, that's business. You're
Yeah.
owning that business. May
Mhm.
tindahan ka, you are doing a business. So it does not really equal right away na you are a business owner, that you're a business owner of a multi-million dollar empire. So it's not like
Mhm.
that. Especially, it's the goal siguro, lahat ng mga tao naman talaga gustong kumita. That's the reason
Yeah.
na magnegosyo ka, di ba? Pero, especially for startup companies, you work really hard kasi
Mhm.
I'm working more than I'm working before sa Dubeso.
Hmm.
Kasi minsan you're having to accommodate certain timings of other people, especially they're working full time. Ikaw naman
Mhm.
yung may pangailangan, so you accommodate
Yeah.
even on weekends, even on nights. So mas mahaba yung the only good thing about this may control ka sa time mo. So say for example
Mhm.
ako kanina, say ko, may lakad ako sa umaga. You don't have to ask anyone else lang, may lakad ako, pwede bang
Hindi mo kailangang
umalis?
paalam.
Di ba? So
Paalam ka lang
sabi
sa
ko,
mister mo 'no?
so mas controlled mo yung oras mo. So you say
Mhm.
like, well, okay, later ko na lang siya tatrabahuin, pero you
Mhm.
make bawi. So sometimes I can
Yeah.
start early so I can finish early, or I can start
Uh,
late so I can still have a free time in the morning. Tapos once I'm done working,
mhm.
siniswitch off ko yung computer ko, I switch off the lights, tapos kino-close ko yung
Okay.
switch off. Parang pag switch off ng lights ng room na to, that means I'm
Uh-huh.
off. I'm officially off. Parang
Okay.
ganyan. So yun
So
yung
may
kind of
na ano,
mindset na
hmm,
tinitingnan ko sa sarili ko.
meron kang discipline na magkaroon ng parang hard stop na tinatawag yung iba, eh. Parang,
Oo,
okay, pag
kailangan.
natapos 'tong oras na 'to, kung ano man yung ginagawa ko, I'll drop everything and, I'll do something else para at least hindi
Oo.
naman din ako ma-burnout sa ginagawa ko, right? So,
Oo, kailangan.
okay. So you really need to have that discipline as an entrepreneur. Now, pero ikaw, how do you make sure na hindi lang yung business yung nag-grow eh, but you're also growing as an entrepreneur? How do you do that?
You need to be surrounded with people who's more capable and knowledgeable than you.
Mm,
You
okay.
need to be humble enough to admit na there are things that you are just really not knowledgeable about. Be humble
Mhm.
enough to ask na kailangan ko ng help, I don't know how to do
Mhm.
it. So I love surrounding myself with people with positive outlook. Kasi ganun naman talaga, 'di ba? Like yung grupo mo would share similar mindset. So
Yeah,
so
true.
ano so parang binabalanse eh. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very important na you surround yourself with people that can actually help you. So yun.
Yun, I mean, very important yung sinabi mo, no? Na kasi parang may kasabihan nga na if you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room, 'di ba? So you really have to be
Oo.
surrounded by people who are smarter than you. And I'm leading
Oo.
towards that question na nga eh, na where do you get your entrepreneurial advice? Sino yung mga taong pinakikinggan mo? Kasi sometimes no advice is better than a bad advice eh. Pero in terms, lalo na sa entrepreneurship, baka isang maling advice dyan sundin mo and then magkamali ka. Pero for you, who do you consider as your mentors or sino yung mga taong pinupuntahan mo to seek for advice?
Nakakatawa kasi hati ang mga tao sa ganyan. Kasi may mga
Mhm.
tao na sinasabi nila na wag kang masyadong makikinig sa mga advices
Kinig,
ng
yeah.
ibang tao.
Mhm.
Rather carve your own path and
Mm.
and improve as you go along, 'di ba? Like whatever
Yeah.
you make mistakes, then that's how you learn it. Pero others are naman is like why would you make the same mistakes that others have done? 'Di ba? If you can do a
Ah.
shorter way at the cheaper way, at saka mas faster pa, then why not
Mhm.
go with that? So, hati ang opinion ng mga tao sa ganyan. Pero from my
Mhm.
side, I tend to have in the middle ground. There
Uh-huh.
are certain things na it keeps me on my toes
Mhm.
I know I'm always learning something new every day kasi especially on a
Mm.
startup parang ang dami kong natututunan every single day. So
Uh-huh.
yung mga nilo-look up ko yun si E
Mr.
ang
E,
daming
oo.
ang daming kakakilala. And I'm so happy nga na I got into the PBC, yung
Mhm.
pinuntahan natin. Kasi
Yeah.
those are the type of people that you look up to.
Mhm.
It was my first one. It was my first one, and I didn't had so much expectation going into it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Pero nung dumating ako, I was so amazed. I was so happy knowing na you have other Filipinos who's actually there na parang to support you, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Like hindi sila nagmamagaling, hindi nila sinasabi like,
Mm.
well, no, hindi kami makikipag-advise sa iyo, mga ganyan kasi
Mhm.
you need to do. They were just there to help out. So, yun yung tipong mga tao na kailangang i-surround sa atin kasi like I do listen to advice of people who has more experience than me.
Yeah, oh,
Kahit nga
and
yung
oh.
kahit nga yung mga tao, like, I also listen to advices from mga users. Feedback
Mm.
for me is very important. Criticism for me is very important. I don't see
Okay.
criticism as negative or positive. It's just
Mhm.
criticism. It's how you take it if you
Hmm.
wanna improve something from it. So, yeah.
Tama. It depends upon how you perceive it and how you're gonna act on that feedback or criticism na sinasabi nga nila, no? And ang ganda sinabi mo kasi nga, you're right. Kasi nga, yung PBC is actually a great mix of different Filipino entrepreneurs who's been there na eh, na nagawa na yung mga
Oo.
bagay na gusto nating gawin. And what I love about that circle is talagang they are willing to help. And then sila Mr. E,
Oo.
si Edwin, sila Ishwar, sila Miss Bobby, and the other PBC members who's always there to support us. Kasi being an entrepreneur is a lonely road to take, and pag surrounded ka ng mga tao na will pull you down, then definitely hindi ka talaga tatagal.
Oo,
Kaya,
yun yung
'di
mga
ba?
taong hindi mo dapat kasi if you're just gonna listen to them, you're never gonna achieve anything kasi you're always gonna be
Mhm.
fearful to decide or to
Yes.
act. So you
Oo
need
nga.
people na sasabihin mo lang, "Uy, sige, go ka lang," mga ganyan.
Go, go, go ka lang sa Go
Go,
Hunter. Oo. And
go, go, so go.
go, go, go sa go. And let's just greet our viewers habang nandito na tayo sa ating 30-minute mark. So maraming salamat kay Charlon for sharing this. And he also has a business. I think it's more on e-learning. So I told him to come and join PBC para mas ma-meet niya ang mga members nito. And Juru is also here. Thank you. She's an entrepreneur in the Philippines. So shout out sa you, Juru. Thank you so much for your help. Ayan, si Mr. E. Okay, in daw, sabi niya. And si Richard also has a business in the Philippines. He has a fruit stand in Tagaytay, I think. So, Tuloy-tuloy lang yan, brother. And sino pa bang mga ano natin dito? Wait lang. But si Mr. E, Mr. E hindi counted to ha. Nilagay mo yung sariling pangalan. Ikaw talaga, Mr. E. So si Miss Marie Chris is here. Ang dami niyang entry. Parang mananalo ata to ng 200 dirhams na voucher. Ha? Okay. Si Ate Reggie is also here. And si Carl from Singapore. Brother, maraming salamat. And also si Mark. Silang dalawa is part or are part of ano tawag dito, of Overseas Filipino Entrepreneurs na grupo, OFE. So we can also tap their connection sa SG if ever na magagamit nila yon dito sa Go Hunter. Ayan. And sino pa bang nandito? Let's see. Ayan, natawa na lang siya. Si Mayang is here. Ayan, all the best sa inyo guys na nag-share and nagtatag ng inyong mga friends. Oo, pwedeng maraming entry, Juru. Kaya lang ito ay I'm sorry kasi nandito siya sa may UAE na voucher na magagamit, pero I'll just give you a different voucher if ever. Okay. Ayan. So, ngayon, ito na yung gusto ko malaman talaga kasi nga Go Hunter is the newest job portal out there, and gusto ko malaman, how did you guys get the idea for your business and how was your team formed initially?
Okay. So, nung nag-resign ako ng June, I had to serve 3 months notice kasi eh. So, around August, which was yung mga last few weeks ko na lang sa Dubezo, I contacted E. Kasi sabi ko sa kanya, tatanong ako sa'yo in terms of Ayala.
Okay.
I was a
Sarap,
very good...
Ayala.
Nag-promote pa ako ng Ayala dito. So,
Okay lang yan.
kwento. We then started talking about an idea na nag-start yung kwento like anong nangyari sa ngayon sa pandemya natin ngayon, ang dami mga Pilipino nawalan ng trabaho. So it was all that. The idea of Go Hunter was basically born out of yung sa question na anong pwede nating gawin sa mga nawalan ng trabaho dahil sa pandemya. And I said nga na, well, I'm resigning. I needed a break. It feels like I haven't had any for years na proper talaga. So I guess na I'd take a break first and then I'll come back here sa UAE and really start thinking and looking into what I can do. So when I came back here around November, dun nagsimula yung more of the formation of the idea of Go Hunter. So basically, tatlo kaming partners sa Go Hunter.
Okay.
Ako yung isa, which is experience in terms of e-commerce sa operations na side. How we formed the partnership is based on kung ano yung pwedeng value mabibigay mo in terms
Yung
of
strengths
dun
nyo, oo.
sa business. Kasi
Yeah.
we are running on a lean operation. So we needed to be really strategic in terms of forming an alliance. So yung isang partner namin is more experience in terms of sales and marketing, which is what I'm not expert of. So
Okay.
it's already a good na compromise. The other bit, yung last partner na sumali sa amin comes from tech background.
I
So
see.
so he's more knowledgeable in terms of yung sa product platforms mga ganon. I'm
Okay.
bridging in between kasi sales and sales and the tech side of it kasi I'm part sales, I'm part tech in terms of experience. So ganun na form yung partnership namin bale. So we've already started having this conversation all the way back in November, pero we've officially launched only in Feb. So it's a 2-month
Okay.
old company pa lang.
Okay, oo nga eh. And napansin ko nga, yung pangalan na pinili niyo is Go Hunter. And paano napunta sa Go Hunter na name yung naisip niyo? I'm just curious kasi each time na mag-iisip ako ng company name, dyan ako nahihirapan. Ay, yung, alam mo yung hindi domain friendly. So, iisip ka na naman. And pero sa inyo, why Go Hunter? And how did you come up with that name? Saan siya galing? Saan siya nag-originate or what?
So we've given ourselves assignments on to come up with three different names.
Okay.
So we've come up with couple of names. Tapos
Mhm.
nag-vote. And
Okay.
yung na-vote namin is Go Hunter. So why Go Hunter? Kasi ang Go Hunter, yung logo itself, para siyang nag-emphasize on the brand's nature of the business, and
Mhm.
yung commitment niya in encouraging and empowering yung people, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
from the word na go, it speaks an action, 'di ba? It states an
Mhm.
action. So the word hunter, it can mean for both employers and
Hmm.
seekers, because you are an employer hunting for an employee, or
Okay.
you can be the hunter, na nag-hunt ng job. So you can
Jobs,
be
yeah.
like the candidate, diba? So that's why we say go hunter, kasi we're trying to encourage that action or to take that action. And the logo, we chose the logo, dahil blue tone conveys, oh, ikaw nga 'di ba yung sa ano mo,
Oo.
logo mo, it's a tone of blue. So
Yeah.
blue kasi conveys confidence, it
Mhm.
conveys success. So it's
Mhm.
a message that we want to impart dun sa community. So yun. Ang gumawa actually
Hmm.
ng logo namin, kaibigan lang din namin.
Wow,
Very
very
supportive
nice.
yung mga
Oh.
tao. Very supportive naman yung mga tao kasi nakikita naman nila yung initiative itself.
Oo nga eh. And good thing that you have friends and also the right people to help you in starting this. Now, eto ang isang gusto kong malaman kasi for my 6 years experience ito sa UAE, napakarami ng mga job portals out there, right? Mga season, and even Dubizzle is one of the, they also have a job section, di ba? Pero why build another job portal? And what makes GH or Go Hunter unique? And ito na, pinagsama-sama ko na itong mga tanong na to. Why would any job seeker choose Go Hunter over other established job portals? So ano yan, three
Halo-halo na sa
questions
lahat.
in ano, halo-halo na siya. Oh.
Okay, so why build another job portal? Because it's not just
Mhm.
another job portal. It's a
Hmm.
portal na geared towards mga kabayans natin,
Okay.
wanting to work and wanting to live here sa UAE. Kaya nga palagi
Mhm,
namin
mhm, mhm.
sinasabi na it's the first Filipino-owned job site dito sa UAE. It's
Mhm,
not to brag. It's more about representation, sa nation natin as Filipinos. Because
mhm,
Filipinos, or OFWs, as how we call yung mga Filipinos na
mhm,
nagtatrabaho
mhm,
sa
mhm.
labas, is we're always being promoted as great and loyal workers, 'di ba?
Yeah.
We were never
Okay.
promoted as entrepreneurs, 'di ba? Pero
Mhm,
we all know that we have that capability na magtayo naman din ng sariling business natin. We can also be
mhm,
employees, not just employers,
mhm,
or
mhm,
employers, not just employees. So
mhm.
that's the reason behind na sinasabi talaga namin, it's the first Filipino-owned, para ma-encourage at maengganyo yung mga
Hmm.
ibang tao na it's not really that scary na
Okay.
mag ano ka na if you really have the if you have an idea, go for it, diba? Like, you have a lot of Filipinos who's willing to back you up on it as well. So, yun yung first. So, balik tayo sa another job portal. Why still build another
Yeah.
job portal? Madami tayong
Yeah.
job portals. For sure, madami tayong job portals. Pero
Mhm.
ang end goal well, it's only a 2-month-old company, diba? So, there's a lot
Yeah.
of features na hindi pa naka-enabled in terms sa portal namin.
Mhm.
Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng i-enable lahat when you're still trying to build that awareness, sa company
Okay.
nyo.
Mhm.
Pero the end goal of Go Hunter is to establish a platform, credible
Mhm.
platform na pwede naming i-bridge yung gap between Filipinos in the Philippines who wants to work and live here.
Wow.
Kasi most of the time, kasi ngayon, mahal siya. I'm directly hired from Philippines. I know
Uh-huh.
how stressful yung hassle ng paperwork,
Mhm.
na mag-go through ka. At saka ang laki ng binabayad mo from placement agencies, at saka yung mga paperwork sa kailangan mo i-fulfill.
Yeah.
And then So yun nga, so hindi mo din masyado na ano, because you're mostly just in contact not with the employer but with the recruitment agency. There
Mhm.
are other people as well na come here on visit visa,
Yeah, true.
risking a lot of money,
Mhm.
and a lot of time, 'di ba? So ang plano namin is we are here in the UAE. We are connected to a lot of companies. If
Mhm.
a, if a Filipino in Philippines or anywhere else, for example,
Mhm.
would want to work and can get a job offer here sa UAE, we can
Mhm.
partner then with recruitment agencies or placement agencies in Philippines, na
Wow.
pwedeng magtulong sa kanilang papunta dito at a lesser cost. So yun yung
Nice.
pinaka point, na gusto naming gawin, later on sa Go Hunter. As of now, yes, it is just another job portal, but it doesn't stop there.
Hmm. So
So
this is a
yun.
job portal that has a heart, lalo na sa mga
Oo.
Filipinos. Kasi
Oo.
na-experience ko 'to, eh, nag-apply ako sa isang agency sa Philippines, ang layo pa ng binabiyahe ko kasi Manila 'yun, eh, and ako QC, so talagang layo niya, and ilang beses na back and forth pag-process ng documents, pag-process ng passport, pag-process as in lahat. And then
Oo.
na-interview kami, I was supposed to be, interviewed by Etisalat, and anong nangyari, the
Mm.
experience there was this, parang naging panel interview siya. There was like 10 kami sa isang session, and then there was like just 3 people na nag-i-interview. So ang hirap din ma-interview, and then all of a sudden hindi ka rin ma-hire, and ang dami ng gastos, yung
Galing. Oo.
oras
Totoo.
na
Totoo.
ginugol, and then at the end magvi-visit visa pa rin pala ako. So parang sana nag-visit visa na lang ako diretso. And maganda 'to kasi um, naiiwasan na yung mga situations wherein kailangan magbenta ng kalabaw, ng lupa,
Oo.
para lang
Oo.
malulubog pa sa utang. And ito yung mga
Oo.
common reasons bakit mga Filipinos na pumunta dito, lubog na sa utang kasi nga kailangan nilang humiram muna ng pera para pumunta dito. And
Totoo.
minsan, 'di ba, hindi din agad nakakahanap ng work. So ang mangyayari, mas
It's
lalo
a
silang
huge
malulubog sa
gamble,
utang. Oo. And ang ganda nung ano no, ang ganda nung vision ninyo and nung mission ninyo to help so many Filipinos, na parang anong nangyari lang was nag-a-apply sila sa Philippines, pero technically para na rin silang nandito, right?
Oo. Pero
Kasi
yun yung
nawawala
reason
na
na
yung gap. Oo. Mm.
Oo, pero yun yung reason na on our first few months,
Mhm.
we're focusing muna dito sa UAE so we can
Okay.
develop and forge relationships with companies, and at the same time
Nice.
forming relationship with placement agencies sa Pilipinas, na
Mhm.
of course, yung mga legit, na
Yeah,
mga
oo.
placement agencies. That's very important kasi ang dami ding na sa atin.
Human
So,
trafficking bigla.
oo, ang daming undocumented Filipinos, which is another problem that
Mhm.
we're gonna try to solve, with
Nice.
this, 'di ba? So we're trying to solve the issue first dito.
Mhm.
Of
Mhm.
course, Go Hunter is a platform, promoting inclusion and diversity. So any
Mhm.
nationalities can apply for jobs because it's not
Okay.
just a job portal for Filipinos alone.
I see.
We need to be inclusive naman kasi hindi naman lang
Mhm.
Pilipino ang pumupunta dito at gustong pumunta dito
Mhm.
magtrabaho.
I
Pero
see.
at the core ng ano namin, ideology
Mhm.
namin, Filipino. Ang
Yes.
Filipino, ang gusto naming tulungan kasi Pilipino kami. Yun yung reason.
uh I see. Oo nga, and yung reason for doing this is to really bridge that gap, na
Oo.
hindi na mahirapan yung mga Filipinos na humaghanap ng opportunities outside the Philippines at a lesser expense. Grabe. And
Mm.
meron kayong, eto na, ano to eh, it's a statement to everyone that Filipinos can make or create a business regardless, kahit marami ng big players out there, there are
Oo.
still courageous Filipinos who are brave enough na sumubok and tignan kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari dito sa industry na to, which is nasa ano to, market or job related na industry or
Yeah.
job portals, right? So
Oo.
yon, grabe. And pero ito, na-mention mo kanina yung pagma-market ninyo ng business, and currently ano yung mga effective na marketing strategies that you have been doing lately for Go Hunter? And ano yung mga naging successful? Kasi you're new and you want to make sure that you reach a lot of Filipinos as much as possible without spending too much or burning too much money just for marketing.
So we're using a combination of yung old, yung mga antique na ano marketing, which is
Aha.
yung email.
Okay, email marketing is
So
not
alam mo yun
dead.
sa mga email blast, mga ganyan, tapos nagtatawag. So we're using
Aha.
that antique method. At the same time, yung new methods yung social media presence. Pero we're not really ramping up in terms of social media pa nga eh. Kasi at the end of the
Okay.
day, yung social media presence namin nagsimula lang sa saan talaga eh, ay yung blog.
Mhm.
Tapos, we use yung sa LinkedIn, sometimes we use Facebook
Mhm. Mhm.
sometimes para mag-boost ng campaigns, and we also use yung sa viral loop na system to
Yeah.
increase in terms of traffic. And of course, yung mga kaibigan natin katulad mo na mga
Mhm.
influencers, mga podcasters, so we're just
Yun yung
trying
puno.
to get that message out there, diba? Like, we
Yeah.
need to have
Yeah.
to really flourish in terms of yung especially on
Mhm.
the e-commerce space ngayon, you need to have social media presence talaga. Kasi pang wala ka sa social media ngayon, wala ka talaga eh.
Okay. Oo nga eh. Kailangan talaga you are omnipresent lalo na sa panahon ngayon.
Oo.
Kung wala ka sa internet, wala kang business, right? And ngayon, paano niyo mini-measure yung success ng anong metrics yung ginagamit ninyo para masabi niyo na okay, successful tong day na to or etong quarter na to or etong month na to. Ano yun? Ano yung success for you guys? Is it the number of users or is it the number of what registration or registered emails? What is it?
In each month, there's always a breakdown of kung ano yung priorities mo, diba? So
Mhm.
we're using analytics. So we do have data
Okay.
na we do track our stats in terms of yung traffic, in terms of yung unique users or
Aha.
the visits. So we're tracking a lot of na data.
Mhm.
Pero for us, that's just statistics that you can measure in
Okay.
terms na you can be here and then how you can be here to move there. Diba?
Mhm.
Pero if we're talking about the measure of real success, if you're a
Mhm.
job board, then your measure of real success would be yung successful placement ng jobs ng isang aplikante. So yun yung measure
Okay.
ng real success. Pero if we're just talking about metrics, yes, we're using analytics for it.
Okay. Pero right now ba nandun na kayo sa stage na may mga nakakapag-hire na, may mga nakakuha na ng work or nandun pa lang kayo sa phase na parang bini-build niyo muna yung number of users?
So we've sent a couple of CVs na they were able to get schedules for interviews. We just need to follow up if the interviews push
Okay.
through. Um, so far, as of yesterday, I got feedback as well na yung baka may mag-schedule ng interviews for the CVs that we've sent out and they have
Mhm.
received through
Mhm.
Grow Hunter for next week. And as of this week ata, may makaka-receive na isa na offer letter considering that we're only
Nice.
2 months old. So I
Nice.
think it's a very good outcome. So
Yeah, and
yun.
I think it's a great opportunity for job seekers to try out Go Hunter
Oh.
kasi you guys will definitely do everything para ma-hire si kabayan or kung sino man na,
Oo,
na
oo.
naka-register doon, right? Kasi syempre you wanna prove a point that this website is freaking working for
Oo.
everyone.
Oo.
It's here to help you out,
Mhm.
right? So
Oo.
far ilan na yung ano ninyo, yung companies na naka-register and the job seekers na naka-register?
So far sa ano namin sa site namin ngayon we've got 500 plus companies.
Wow.
Oo, 500 plus companies. We've got about 700 job listings. We have fresh
Mm,
listings every single day.
nice.
I know, and yung candidates, we are around 600 plus na ata. As far
Wow.
in so last time na nag-check ako. So from a
Ayos.
traffic perspective, we have increased 300% from Jan.
Nice.
So you can see that kahit hindi ka nag-spend ng malaking money,
Aha, aha.
As long as you have yung you keep your social media presence, nakakatulong naman din. And ayun.
Nice. And eto, how do you guys ensure yung quality ng job applicants? On a, let's say ako ay isang employer, and paano ko ma-make sure na itong aplikante nito is quality pag pinili ko to, ano siya, worth the time and the money.
So kasi startup kami, for companies na dumidiretso talaga sa amin, nag-go through talaga sa amin na sinasabi nila like, meron kaming hiring ngayon. They don't just register sa site, pumupunta talaga, kumakontak talaga sila sa amin. Tinutulungan namin
Mhm,
sila na mag-pre-qualify ng CV. We're not using ATS system.
mhm.
Nanggaling ka sa
ATS.
job board, so you would know the
Ah,
word. So we don't use ATS. We actually use human resource for it to qualify
okay.
a CV. Tawag nito. So we help out as long as we are clear on the directives ng company in terms of ano
Mhm,
yung mga requirements nila. Then we try to pre-qualify it for them para at least instead of sifting through 100 CVs, they would only be sifting about
mhm.
10 CVs, and then they can sift for further screening for them.
Okay.
That's from an employer's perspective.
Mhm.
From a candidate's perspective, lahat ng
Yeah.
job listings na nakalagay online, we do try our best na mag-validate on those listings, mga job listings. So say for example, if the company is not stated on the
Mhm.
job na advert, we take it out. Kasi yun na eh. Kasi minsan other people are just trying to scam you. My experience ata ikaw
Yeah.
niyan sabi mo
Oo.
kanina, di ba?
And I wanna share that kasi ito yon. When I first came to the UAE, on my second day, I saw a posting sa isang, malaking company rin. And ang sabi dun, yung office nung company na yun is nasa Sharjah. So, second day, gusto ko maging productive and naghanap agad ako ng trabaho. So, pagpunta namin ng Sharjah, kasama ko yung tropa ko, si Abet. And ang ginawa sa amin was, sinabihan kami na yung offer was a high-paying job. I think that was 4,000 or 5,000 with free accommodation, with free transpo. 'Di ba? So, and 2 days off. Dito, blessing ang 2 days off sa UAE eh. And kaya lang, merong catch. Sabi sa amin nung
It sounds
recruiter,
good.
okay,
It's so good to be
so,
true, no?
sabi ko, wow, too good to be true to ha. Parang gusto ko to, pero parang gusto kong pakinggan. So, sabi niya, okay, etong ano nyo, you just have to pay 350 dirhams and then lalakarin namin yung papers ninyo para ma-hire kayo. Ngayon sabi ko, no, 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 sabi ko, paano ko ba in English to? Teka na. No job, no pay, sabi ko. No job, no pay, my friend. No, give me job, I pay you. Ganun sabi ko. Sabi niya, okay, 250. No, 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 sabi ko. Sabi na ni Abet, no, no, no. Hanggang umabot, nakikipag-bargain na kami. Umabot na ng 50 dirhams. 50 dirhams. And no deal, sabi niya. No deal, my friend, no deal. So, binalik yung CV namin. Lukot na yung CV namin. Ang mahal ng paprint dito, 1 dirham kada paprint. So, alam mo naman yung struggle bill ng ano, di ba?
Oo,
Job.
struggle is real.
And sabi na-realize namin na yung company nila was a scam company. So, nangi-scam sila ng mga job seekers na makakuha lang ng pera. And kahit, I think I checked with that na may nagkaroon uling complaint like 6 months ago. May nabasa uli ako sa Sharjah office uli. And ganun yung ginagawa nila. So, for you guys, na-filter nyo ba yung mga ganong klase? And in addition to that, paano nyo na-filter if yung offer is fair for the applicants? Kasi yung iba naman, in-exploit masyado yung opportunity na it's an employer's market right now, ang daming jobless. And paano nyo na make sure na fair pa rin yung binibigay or nakapost dun sa inyong job portal?
As much as possible, we try to verify the validity of the job post sa site.
Mm.
So, for example, we actually click on the site itself ng nag-i-employ. If the listing, kasi minsan they go through portals like ours,
Aha.
and they post exactly the same vacancy that they already have on their site. So
Mhm.
we sometimes verify that on checking kung yung vacancy na pinopost nila is actually valid pa talaga. If it's not, then we
Mm.
also unpublish those listings. Pero what other people also have to understand is that Go Hunter is not a recruitment portal. It's only a
Mm.
portal. So it's a
Yeah.
portal where the employers can post their vacancies ng mga jobs, and where the employees or the candidates or the job seekers can apply for the jobs. Diba? Um,
Mhm.
what so what needs to be actually, like, I want to discuss that with you kasi
Yeah.
there is a law against asking money sa mga aplikante in terms of
Mm.
jobs. Yeah, you cannot really ask someone na sasabihin mo na bibigyan kita ng trabaho, bigyan mo akong pera. That's against the
Yeah.
law dito sa UAE. So yung nangyari sa
Mhm.
iyo, scam kung scam talaga. Pero
Yeah.
by law, you pag alam mong hinihingan ka na ng pera, umalis ka na. Kasi that's not
Mm.
real. It's not
Okay.
real. Kasi no one should pay to get a job.
I see. Nasa batas pala 'yon. Buti na lang
Oo, nasa
ano,
batas talaga yun.
nagtanong ako na sinabi ko, "No job, no pay, no?" Mali yung napindot ko, ayan. So sabi ko may tanong tayo dito sa comment section, by the way. Sabi ni Miss, Romeline Ibay, "As a supportive fellow kabayan, how can we connect you with people na looking for employees?" Ayan. Paano so parang magre-refer siya para gamitin yung Go Hunter.
Oh, that's good. So Go Hunter is a free portal naman po. So
Mhm.
any employees na gustong maghanap ng ibang trabaho, baka may gusto silang ibang opportunities, or say for example sa mga kabayans natin na naghahanap ng trabaho kasi wala pa silang trabaho, they can go sa site, they can register their account, and then they can just apply and browse jobs dun sa site. From a company's perspective, most of the portals would ask you money just to post your job vacancy.
Mhm.
You can post your job vacancy there. It's free posting naman. So they can upload their requirements.
Mhm.
If, however, they need kailangan namin na tulungan sila in terms of paano
Yeah,
maghanap,
yeah.
paano ilagay yung description, we can help
Okay.
out. They can contact us. They can contact us through info@gohunter.com. So,
'Yon.
yan.
Okay, so may tutulong sa inyo para makapag-post kayo ng inyong, job listing, ayan. And,
Oo.
sabi ni Aris Lagarian, so si Aris is taga-Italy yan. So hopefully bro, if gusto mo pumunta ng Dubai, wanna check opportunities, go check Go Hunter. Ayan, si Cheryl din is outside of UAE. So thank you so much for sharing this. And si Matthew was galing siya ng UAE and for good na siya a couple of years back, I think. So thank you for watching, Matthew. Now, nandito na tayo sa ating ang bilis ng oras, isang oras na kagad yun. 'Di ba? So, dami nating napagkwentuhan. And since again, ang aim nitong program natin is to encourage overseas Filipinos or kahit hindi overseas Filipino. Basta gusto lang natin na encourage sila na maging entrepreneur. What would be your piece of advice for them?
Just start.
Start.
So, yun lang talaga.
Mhm.
Kasi, ang pinaka-first action na gagawin mo is to start somewhere, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Kung idea ka lang ng idea, kwento ka lang ng kwento, walang mangyayari sa buhay mo, diyan at andiyan ka lang din talaga, hindi ka
Mhm.
magmo-move. So, it's tawag nito, minsan sasabihin mo, because you want to overplan so many
Yeah.
things, because you want things to be perfect. You want
Perfect.
so you want to plan for all the possibilities of where it can fail, where it cannot fail, where can it go successful, where can you achieve on things. Wag mo i-overthink, because if you overthink about so many things because you want to try to build a perfect product or build a perfect platform, you will take ages. And then
Mhm.
you'll literally just say like, oh, parang wag na lang. You'd lose the interest, you'd lose the passion. So, yun lang, just start.
Oo nga, ideas without action is dead, sabi nga. And tama yung sinabi mo na hindi ka pwede mag-wait na maging perfect kasi hindi ka talaga magiging perfect para dyan sa ginagawa mong idea. And you just have to start and along the way, mag-course correct ka na lang. 'Di ba?
Oo.
Kasi nga kaka-aim mo for perfection, kaka-aim mo for the right time, ay wala na, tinamad ka na. 'Yan nga yung law of
Oo.
diminishing intent hanggang sa nawalan ka na ng gana and naglaho na ang iyong idea. So sabi ni Mato from Abu Dhabi yan. Galing, of course. Ito, may last question from Charlon. I'm just wondering how the company get revenues with this kind of business model. Oh, magandang tanong yan.
From an e-commerce perspective, kasi there's venues, there's a lot of venues where you can earn revenue from it or profit from it. So
Mhm.
you can earn profit similar to how Facebook is earning profit, which is through advertising. So
Mm,
you can sell advertising spaces sa website nyo. So companies can then advertise about their brand, about their services or their products or
mhm.
current offerings. So that's one way that you can do profit from this kind of business. The other one is that, of course, you can do subscription based model.
Hmm,
It's subscription based model wherein you can give subscription in terms of duration. You can do it 1 month, 2 months, or bi-yearly or yearly contracts, depending kung ano yung business model na tinatry nyo i-achieve. So there's a lot of ways where you can profit from it. Pero I think the main idea is that you should never build a business na for the pure
for
profit
the
of it,
profit
or
lang, yeah.
for the oo. Kasi money should only be a byproduct of your success.
Mhm.
But it should not be your driving force. Kasi if it is your main driving force into everything in life, hindi siya sustainable. Hindi siya
Yeah.
sustainable. So yun.
Oo nga, and profit will it's a key important thing pero it's not the only thing in business, 'di ba?
Oo.
And
Oo.
parang it would be really yun yung byproduct if you adding value to so many people. And I'm sure with the things that you mentioned kanina, ang daming mga magkakaroon ng pag-asa na makapunta dito sa UAE. And hindi kailangang gumastos ng malaki and mangutang or malubog sa utang sa Philippines just to be here. And sabi nga ni Miss Kring Kring sa sumisyon, just start. Thank you for inspiring us. And yes, mabuti na lang na-achieve namin ang aming purpose or ang aming aim for tonight, which is to inspire you guys na mag-start ng inyong businesses. So, Miss Irene, paano ba kami makakakuha ng additional information regarding Go Hunter? Where should we go? How can they reach you? Or what?
So, yun yung website namin, nasa likod ko,
Ay, lagi ko dito.
www.gohunter.com. We have Facebook page, LinkedIn, at saka Twitter, so you can follow us on
Mhm.
those social media pages. We are currently running a campaign. Magpa-plug na lang din ako habang andito pa
Sure.
ako.
Oo, yan,
So,
yan. Sige.
we're, we're still running a campaign. This is a March campaign that we are running for all people who are in UAE. So,
Mhm.
kung pupunta kayo sa site namin ngayon, you will see na win weekly 500 dirhams. That's a 500 dirhams gift voucher.
Mhm.
We are doing weekly runs for it. So say for example, pupunta ka sa website namin, magsa-sign up ka with your first name, last name, your email ID, tapos mag-create yun ng unique URL. Yung unique URL, yun yung i-share mo sa mga kaibigan
Okay.
mo through, say for example, sa WhatsApp, you can share it sa Facebook pages mo, sa Messenger,
Mhm.
whatever medium that you want to use. Basta as long as yun yung unique URL mo, yun yung gagamitin mo at ipapasa mo sa mga kaibigan mo. The more you
Okay.
share, the more chances of you going up. So kung nag-top 1 ka, ayan. So kung ikaw
Ayan siya,
nag-top 1
oo.
ka, ayan, paki-check nga yung position mo, Jay.
Teka nga, tignan ko nga kasi last time si Mr. A yung nasa number 1 eh. Wait nga lang.
Ito
Wala na
talaga
ako
si
sa
Mr.
top 10.
Wala
Nawala
ka
na
na.
ako sa si Jessica mukhang mananalo
So
this
number 12 ka na. Oo. So automatically
Oo
kasi
nga,
pag
no.
you sign up, you will be able to
Share ko
see
nga
and
yan.
check your position. So pag number 1 ka, and still number 1 ka by Thursday 12 night at 12 midnight,
Ah,
Friday ina-announce namin na ikaw yung nanalo ng 500 dirhams ng gift voucher.
wow.
Social distancing pa din tayo, so we just sent out vouchers through email.
Oo nga, and pag naging number one ambassador ka nila, ayan oh, meron pa nakalagay, win a 3-month tourist visa extension.
Opo,
Diba?
oo,
Laking bagay
oo.
niyan sa atin, lalo na sa panahon ngayon na pandemic. So, i-visit nyo na ang website ng Go Hunter. That's www.gohunter.com para manalo ng prizes na to. Ayan, ayan, ayan. So, yun lang. And that wraps our episode for this evening. Sana nagkaroon kayo ng wisdom from what Miss Eirene na has shared tonight. And sana itong episode na to also inspired you guys to pursue your journey towards entrepreneurship. So, if you missed the entire live session, you can listen to this on my Parent Purpose podcast through Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcast. And of course, don't forget to follow Purpose Driven Finance on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Once again, ito ulit si Kuya Jay. Kasama natin si Miss Eirene Suchy of Go Hunter.
Thank you
Telling you
so
to
much, Jay.
prosper with a purpose. Thank you so much, Miss Eirene, sa ulitin.
Bye.
Bye-bye!